let's now flip the coin and look at assignment, because assignment is the other side of the coin when it comes to exercise. Assignment is going to be the seller's fulfillment of that contractual obligation. So if I'm a buyer and you are the seller of an option, let's say we're talking calls, I've got the right to buy that stock when I exercise my call, and I'm buying that stock from you as the seller, right? Now, technically, it won't really be you as the seller. OCC has a process in place. We are called a CCP, or a central counterparty. And basically what that means is we sever the relationship between buyer and seller during the clearing process. And the reason being is simple. If I'm a buyer of an option, and let's say, one of my colleagues, let's say Ken, is the seller, and, Ken, forgive me, let's say Ken gets hit by a bus, but I want to exercise my contract. Well, I'm not going to be able to, because Ken is, laid up in the hospital or underneath the bus, as it may be. So, but the idea is there is something called counterparty risk. Counterparty risk is simply, how much do I trust this person to, fulfill the terms of the contract? Let's say I was looking to sell my car, and somebody, answers my ad, and they come by and they take a look at my car, and they're like, yeah, absolutely, I want it. Here's a check for $25,000. Give me the keys and the title. Well, no, I'm certainly not going to do that until the check for $25,000 clears, because I want to make sure that there's no counterparty risk. Options are the same way. OCC removes that counterparty risk to ensure that the terms of the contract for the buyer and the terms of the contract of the seller can be met, assuming the buyer tries to exercise that contract. So for a seller, you've got that contractual obligation. If you're selling a call option, you're obligated to sell stock, 100 shares of stock at your strike price, anytime prior to expiration. If you're puts, you have the obligation to buy stock upon assignment. Now, in exchange for these obligations that the seller is accepting, they're getting paid, right? That's one of the reasons why, long-term options, for example, are more expensive than short-term options. The reason being is, if I'm selling a longer-term option, by longer-term, let's say we're talking 6 months out, I have no idea where stock prices are going to be for a particular security 6 months out. I certainly have a better idea of where they might be tomorrow or Friday, let's say. So I would be more willing to sell this option at a lower price expiring Friday, because I've got a better idea of what my actual risk might be, versus 6 months down the road, because I have no idea where the market might be or where stock might be. So that's one of the reasons that long-term options are cheaper than short-term options, because the seller is accepting more risk, and that risk is assignment. The process of assignment, from a kind of behind-the-scenes mechanical look, let's see what that is. So at the end of the day, OCC and the exchanges process all of the trades that had occurred. So all of the buys, all of the sells, all of those get allocated wherever they're going to go. First, they allocate all of the opening positions, right? So all of the buy to open orders, all of the sell to open orders, these are orders creating new positions from nothing, or adding to already existing positions. You've already got 10 contracts on this strike and expiration date. You're buying to open another 5, because now you want 15 contracts. So opening is you're adding to an existing position or creating a position from nothing. Those get processed first.